I wasn't expecting to make a video about this at this time of evening. Hopefully everyone's having a good 4th of July, but I want to talk about the latest with Hurricane Beryl because things are changing a little bit more than what we thought they would. And of course, in this video, I'm a meteorologist, but as far as any decision making, don't go through me. Contact multiple sources. The National Hurricane Center and the National Weather Service will give you the best advice. But this is just what I'm seeing. So let's hop right into it. Let's take a look at Hurricane Beryl. The latest scans are showing it developing more of an eye. Now, just because they're convective bursts does not mean it's automatically strengthening. I just want to say that out front. But latest recon data, let's pull that up, and I'm doing this all in a live fashion, is showing that, hey, yeah, it did strengthen. The pressure did drop about 10 millibars. Lower pressure, stronger storm. And now it has, let's say, 100 knot plus winds, it looks like, in its inner eye wall, which shows right around there, 95. So showing that it may be strengthening into a Category 3 hurricane, which is important because if we take a look at the ensemble members here, with how fast that it should be getting, how strong it should be getting, all these members here, and the latest ones too, are showing it weakening even before making land interaction with the Yucatán. So they're not showing a possibility of strengthening. That is important because that's what these models, a lot of them, do. And we noticed a generally further north track with the latest scans here. If we take a look at the 6Z, the 06Z, notice it was a little bit further south. It's hard to exactly do a side-by-side comparison, but they shifted about, I would say, about 30 to 40 miles north this morning. So that is something we're continuing to worth the watch. So here's Hurricane Beryl right here. Again, consult the National Hurricane Center for all exact information. This is just me explaining what I'm seeing. And if we take a look at the past wind field, we did notice it had a little bit further to, I guess you could say, a westward component now that it was weakening. And it is still, when we took a look at that satellite, making a westward loop. So I'm hoping that this continues to head west instead of jogging further north like we would expect from this system at this time. So let's hop into the models and let me show you what could potentially happen before we get out of here. And I tell you to enjoy the rest of your 4th of July. So this is the 250 millibar wind field, and I'm going to take it all the way into the western Atlantic if I can. There we go. So the storm generally has a counterclockwise flow coming out of it, and this right here is a low pressure system, which is not good for the storms in the upper levels. This is helping impart shear on the storm. Now, the stronger the storm is, the more this will, the current storm will fight the shear and basically dominate it more, making this situation potentially a strengthening system as it heads towards Texas. So that is something we're continuing to watch. It has a long time. I don't know the exact mileage, so I'm not going to guess at all about that. So it has a long time to potentially re-strengthen here, but most models now are not showing it strengthen more. Partially is because there's going to be a decent amount of dry air to the south of it, and that's not good for the storm. It gets in the core and damages it. But if it's able to close off a low there and the dry air doesn't get in, then we could potentially be dealing with more problems and situations. So the last thing I'll show you before we get out of here is we're looking at models. I'm taking a look. One of my favorite graphs is this one, the forecast trend. The forecast trend for the steering currents. So the high pressure was trending weaker. Now it's weaker than what we thought it would, allowing the storm to head in a further east track. Okay. Now this is trending stronger. This trough right here is trending stronger to pick up the storm heading in this way. So my thinking is this system is going to move very slowly because of a weaker high, and this system a stronger low, and it's going to be hanging out here for about a day or two and dumping a whole bunch of rain for this area. And don't forget, the winds will be onshore coming in. So the GFS model does not show strong winds heading towards the shore right here, but I think that is something we'll really have to watch with ongoing, I would say, storm surge chances and ongoing rain and winds here. Now, this is not the tightest pressure gradient you'll ever see, but it's definitely going to be possible for this system to continue to be windy and make it windy along the coast. Now these models, the more high resolution models, they don't go out far enough, so I'm not going to look at those, but that's currently my thinking with the whole situation. So more of the takeaway is more of the coast is under a threat, and I do think a ongoing rain and wind threat, especially for the Corpus Christi down to the Brownsville area, is going to be the primary threat with this. But we'll continue to update as things change. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again soon.